What is going on, everybody? How you doing? Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you had a great week as well. You're here with us. You're hanging with us. Welcome to the Finny Equation Podcast. How you doing? Hope you enjoy what you're seeing. If you do like what you see, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you see tonight, hit that like button. And if you would like to join our Discord, it's always popping off in the Discord. There's always some good stuff going on there. But hope everybody's doing well. I can't do the show once again without my co-host here, Mr. Disavowed. How you doing? Oh, sorry, that's my fault. you're unmuted, sir. Give me a second. Where's my mouse? Oh.
Yes, sir. It's good to be here. Everybody, again, if you're new, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're here every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our bevy of guests and other co-hosts and toy talk. So let's talk toys, Dante. How you been, man?
I'm good. I'm sorry. You're muted probably for half of that. I forgot to unmute you. I'm sorry.
They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
We know what he said. He always says the same thing.
Oh, no. I sense conspiracy here. This is because of that Age of Apocalypse post I put on about you on my Instagram.
Say the line, Bart. Say the line.
Conspiracy.
Say the line. Right, let me say it. And here he is, the one and only Rush. How you doing, sir?
Hi. Are we on yet? Or?
Yes, we're live and in color.
Millions of people are watching right now, Rush.
Yeah, my computer decided at 7 p.m. that, hey, you have to update before you can continue. So I've been doing that for the last hour.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate that. I that's why I just like. Yeah. Yep. But hope you guys are both doing well. Hope you had a decent week.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was tempted to, bring the liquor part of Legends and Liquor to the show right now. That's how my week's going.
Dan, who has trained you well.
Yes. Pow. You got your drink. Come on down. But let's see who we got in the chat here. We got Ratface44. What's going on? We got Johnny Cook says, "What's Dante on tomorrow?" Well, we're doing a live stream. We're doing a watch along with Royal Rumble, and Dom Machichiaro will be joining us as well to watch some Royal Rumble. Strident says, "Hello, everyone." Johnny Stratos says, "Sorry, I should have said hi." How you doing, Johnny? It's no problem. Welcome. Always welcome. Johnny Cook says, "Goon Squad." Greg says, "To all IE hosts, if you got a new lady in, show her off." I mean, this lady here, is that what you're talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. That's the only new ladies I got.
Oh, I need to go hunting for Alf this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Ha! Dude, it's great. I've only seen one. Like literally, I haven't been to a lot of stores, but I saw literally one that day and not another one since. So, but I would think they'll probably be abundant eventually.
Yeah. They'll pop back up.
Yeah,
probably be part of the next Target Con.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
I think about it. There's like 8 gargoyles at every one of my local stores right now. They have all the Hudsons in stock. Like, so the NECA's getting stuff out. It just takes some time.
It needs to be quicker.
Bart says it was my birthday on Wednesday. What everyone get me? Happy belated birthday, Bart. I got you this episode of Finny Equation, sir. Best present you'll ever have.
That's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year round.
Exactly. We got 4 feathers. We got Happy Accident. And see, we got Omega Weapon 13. Don Machichiaro. Disavow said he hates Friday nights. We all know. Florenciano, known rugged, touring around. Kevin's here. If you didn't see me last night, I was hanging out with Kevin on his show last night, so you can go check it out. Jeremy J, what's going on? And then Jeremy and Kato's Collection have started an official Animal Wars Kingdom podcast as well. So it's now official. They have a podcast for Animals of the Warrior Kingdom.
Congratulations.
So, yes. So go check that out when the first episode drops. definitely something to be interested in, especially with hopefully our Animals of War Kingdom should be shipping soon. Can't wait to get those in hand. Ratface says, awesome Taco Bell shirt, Dante. Thank you. Run for the border. Taco Bell border.
Too bad Bruno's not here for the Chihuahua aspect.
Exactly.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yes. Greg says someone has used Alf's shortwave radio in a pic with Joe's already. Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Bart says, you didn't give me an indie hat, Dante. No, I didn't. Oh, I did not. 20 Round says, hey, Disavow. And Andrew M's here.
Hi, Toying Around. I'm here too.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jeremy says, just Kato. I have nothing to do with the monkey business shows. Yeah, Jeremy. Thanks for just throwing Kato under the bus like that. Oh, that's a delicacy on Melmac.
Accessory of the year. It's going to be in every review and live stream on the hands table the rest of the year. This thing is a cat on a hoagie roll. How'd they get that past their standards and practices? You know,
it's TV show accurate. So
exactly. 20 Round says, yo, Rush, thanks for coming out last night. Ratface44 says, what's up, Rush?
Hi.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, it's been a wild week already. So this week I did get a chance to finally watched Megan. And let me tell you, it's the popcorn watch of the year. It was that. I won't say like it was like superbly good, but it was decent enough just to be like interesting. And there you go. That's it.
So this is a creepy doll movie, right?
She's not a doll. No, it's just a robot. It's just
a robot.
Yeah. I don't know why everybody thinks it's a doll. I was like, no, it's a robot. It's like a kind of like a robot basically. Like if you ever seen Small Wonder, she's like Vicky.
Oh, Small Wonder. Okay, yeah, great reference, man.
Yeah, that's the best way I could put it.
Okay,
she's like Vicky. But like, there's some scenes, man, you just like, oh my goodness, that happened. Like, wow, okay, let's get it going. It's like, yo, okay.
The most I've seen of it is just all the promotional stuff that they've done with all of the models and everything, dressed as Megan doing the dance like on the football field and everything.
Yo, they knew how they marketed this movie very well. Like, if it wasn't for like the memes of it, this movie probably wouldn't have never seen like really like gotten the popularity that it is. And I can see like why people say like, oh yeah, this is a pretty decent movie. This is Strident says, I saw Megan and it was entertaining. Yeah.
That's all you can ask for. If you're entertained, are you not entertained when you're walking out? Like, if you feel like you didn't waste your money, at least it has to be a positive investment. Anything above that, you're a bit better shape too. So
exactly, yeah. So definitely, I wish I did go see it in the movies there. I do that. Like it would have been worth a little bit of money that I would have gave out for it. And then just announced today was The Last of Us getting a season 2.
Yeah, I have no background in that. I have just kind of been rubbernecking on YouTube about what's going on with it. But I mean, yeah, killing it. That's HBO, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things for fans of the franchise, and HBO is probably loving it. They have another tentpole series on their network now. So.
Yeah,
I watched the first episode, and my son is loving watching it. He played the video game, but I haven't watched more than episode 1 yet, so just been way too much to do.
Well, you still got time because only episode 2's come out, so you're not too far behind. But it's so good. It does. You see parts where it does mirror the game. If you play the game and you see like parts they add in. Now with the show, it does add a little bit of background to how everything kind of got started. Where in the game, it didn't give you that kind of that background of how everything got started.
Yeah,
so
I saw
there's
something
little
like
subtle
that.
differences.
And that's the sort of thing that pulls me in. Like I love storytelling. I love any kind of background on things. As a Walking Dead fan, I looking forward to learning more, 15 years later, whatever it is. So yeah, so I think the fact that they tied that in is gonna really entice more people to watch that may not necessarily just be fans of the game.
Right. Omega Women's 13 says Megan has made 5 times over their budget, which I can believe. Just with the viral marketing that it's gotten, yes, I can believe that. 16 Shooter in the house says, "Hey, fellow kids. Look, Trevor, I wish I was a kid."
Kidults, you mean? Kidults.
That's right, kidults. I forgot we are kidults.
I thought we blackmailed that word as well as, Brad's car. I thought those were the two things we said we weren't going to allow for 2023.
I saw something in Target the other day in the clearance section. I don't know what kind of dolls they were. They weren't brats, but it was just like a car, And I actually filmed a little bit for my hunt video, and I was like, no, I deleted it. I'm like, I'm not. It's 2023. No. We said we're moving on. It's not what's that, low hanging fruit? Is that the expression? I was just like, I'm moving on from it. Yeah.
You gotta have the fortitude and breakthroughs for that, sir. What's going on, Jarhead? No Rug said the game is great. Bart said he watched a good movie based on a true story from the Korean Wars called Devoted. Forfeit says liking The Last of Us. So I said I played the game of The Last of Us. Is a good game, and I recommend the show. Says the show adds to the mythology of the game. Definitely, yes, indeed. Omega says Black Adam wish they did that. Megan 2 in the works. Yeah. I Megan 2. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Megan 2. Oh, Greg says Toys R Us kid. Thank you very much.
I don't want to grow up.
I'm a Toys R Us kid. Then they started just having that hip hop
knife, and look what I did.
Yeah. Then they started having that hip hop beat in there. Oh, he's on pop lock. Happy Accident said, "I got my Mezco Crow. Excited to open that puppy up." Don says episode 1 was really good. All I saw so far. I just hope they don't fall into the Walking Dead trap of interesting stuff only happening on premieres and finales. No, because I think with this they're kind of following more of the game story itself. So they're kind of trying to keep it on pace like the story they had in the game. So I don't think it's going to, hopefully doesn't fall into that trap. But so far it's been pretty good.
Speaking of traps, Dante, anytime we can get a video game franchise to make something good on either TV or film to break that trope of bad video game shows is a good thing. So
yes,
break that trope.
Hey, do not belittle my glorious 1980s, 90s Super Mario Brothers movie, okay?
Hey, I thought you were going to say Super Mario Brothers show with Captain Lou Albano.
No, can't say. I don't care what people say about Super Mario Brothers movie, but Bob Hoskins, man, he's sorely missed. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Mario's like, come on, guy was awesome.
He hated that movie.
Which one?
Super Mario Brothers movie. Bob Hoskins said he hated that movie. It was like a total train wreck. I'm just curious. You know what I'm also curious about? What John Leguizamo thinks about that movie as well. Like I really want to know his thoughts about that, filming that movie.
He is an actor.
He has such a wide variety. I mean, come on, he was Clown in the Spawn movie.
Yeah, he was in The Menu recently too.
Don't forget he was in Leonardo DiCaprio, Romeo and Juliet as well. He played Tybalt in Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, I forgot about that. So long since I've seen that movie. Dang on.
Baz Luhrmann, I believe, right? Yeah.
I love the political scene right now with, all the drag scene or drag show like commentary. But yeah, back in the 90s, we had Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar with Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo. It's like, come on, it's always been here. Enjoy it. Have fun.
Yeah. A lot of people are commenting about Double Dragon movie. That's something I try to avoid all times, every time.
What? Did they have Gary Old? No, who's that? There's a Terminator villain, T2 villain. He was a baddie in that.
The guy from X-Files.
I know
that too.
I forget his name now. Daggone, because he was the Liquid Terminator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless someone puts in comments first.
Yeah, I forget his name.
I actually have never seen the Double Dragon movie. I'm unfamiliar with that one. I must have missed that one.
You're
Robert
not missing
Patrick.
anything. Yes. You're not missing anything on Double Dragon movie.
Is it better
No,
than
no. I hate to correct Dante, but the Double Dragon movie did have Alyssa Milano in it.
Ooh.
Like I
And
say,
thigh-high socks.
I mean, it was a young.
And the bad part about that is,
Was
it's
it
still Alyssa Milano.
was it pre or post Poison Ivy?
Pre.
Oh, that's way too young then. Okay, yeah, it's yeah.
No, she was like in her 20s.
No,
She had like a blonde bob cut or whatnot.
as long as it was after Who's the Boss, one of the greatest shows ever. Hey, Mona.
Georgia said Dead Presidents as well. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Oh,
He was in
wow.
Dead Presidents. Megan says that Resident Evil Netflix series was an abomination. Had me rooting for the zombies. I did not watch it because I just knew it was going to be bad. I had a feeling it was just going to be bad. Hey, what's going on? You boys got toys? How you doing?
Man,
said
I
yes.
love the Resident Evil video games. I wish they actually did that justice in the film. God, it's such an easy.
They're never going to. They're never going to get that right. They're never going to get it right. I hate to say that, but they're never going to get that like just right. Forfeit says he was in Spawn. Almost forgot about that. And yeah, Robert Patrick. Strider said he was also in Peacemaker. Yep, he was Peacemaker's dad. Let's see. What's going on, D Blakes? How you doing? Let's see. Forfeit says he also played Cholo in George Romero's Land of the Dead as well. That is true. I forgot about that because I forget about that movie. John Leguizamo was in that one as well.
All right, let me think here. I get these movies all mixed up. Is that the one where they're in the shopping mall with Ving Rhames?
No, this one was. I think it was after that one.
Is it Batista one?
No, Batista wasn't in that one. This was. It was a weird one because it was like there was this like it was like this big black dude who was like kind of like a smart zombie. Now it was that one, whatever one that one was. But he was in that one.
Speaking of weird, Dan Who's in the chat with a very weird request for you, Dante.
So Dan, we can do it like this if you like to, because I know you're probably listening with your headphones in the bed with the missus who's probably sleeping. I don't know what else to do for you, Dan. But this is for you, Dan. Pals, Dan Who. Welcome to the show.
We could call it NPR mode, like that sketch on Saturday Night Live where they're like real quiet and they're talking to the camera.
So as we talk a little bit lower, as we speak a little like this, there we go, lower and lower. So you basically can't hear anything. That's how it happens. Let's see. Let's go on, Dan. D Blake says, "Are we forgetting that Robert Patrick was a Shadow Master in Double Dragon?" Yes, we were just talking about that. We were just literally talking about that. And then yes, we were also talking about John Leguizamo in the case we can't overlook the past. I forgot about that movie too. I forgot about that.
Oh God.
Yeah, I just remember the opening to it, and it was just like it made me just just cringe every time I see it.
John Leguizamo is also another movie. I forget the name of it, but the tagline was "He was a legend in his own mind" or something like that. God, I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Yeah, I don't know.
James threw out Spun. I'm not familiar with Spun, but is that maybe it?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and John Leguizamo was just recently in Violent Night.
Oh
yes, he was.
Don't bring that up. I'm still upset I didn't see that. My birthday weekend, we were supposed to see it. I wouldn't say that if Alyssa were here right now because she still feels guilty.
It just came up on streaming, so I have plans on watching it probably this weekend.
Yeah, it's on. I think it's on HBO Max or Hulu. I can't remember. It's on one of them.
Hopefully Hulu because I have that.
Yeah, I think it's on one of them, like HBO Max. No, I'm sorry, Peacock. It's on Peacock.
I have that as well. Okay, there we go. It's like bingo with all these damn streaming services anymore, you know?
That's a bingo.
So bingo, great.
For those
Cable's too expensive, and now with all the streaming channels, we're paying twice that.
Yeah, but
So-
we all share them though, so that's the
exactly.
difference. I only pay for like 2 or maybe 1.
Oh yeah, let's not forget John Leguizamo is also in Moulin Rouge.
Was he? I've never seen the movie, so I don't know.
Oh, such a good movie.
I've seen the video with Pink in it though. That was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
that's what I'm saying.
That was a very special music video to me at that age when that came out.
Exactly.
Christina Aguilera, Maya.
I was just there for my.
Lil'
That was
Kim.
it.
Yeah, I would often just mute that and watch it. It was a great music video to watch. Yeah.
All right, we learned about this and that tonight. Yes, Jordan. Yeah, I remember that president. I know what you're talking about. I forgot he was like. There's a lot of movies I forgot some of these actors were in.
Seriously, I'm scrolling through John Leguizamo's IMDb, and this guy seriously deserves a lifetime achievement thing. I mean,
Oh,
Ice
sure.
Age as Sid. He was in Kick-Ass.
Mhm.
Oh my God, this
Which Kick-Ass was he in the first one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kick-Ass 2.
he was the
Sure.
assistant to the father.
Javier.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I thought it was the first one. Okay. Yeah. Don Machicharo says Carlito's Way. Carlito's Way was a great movie. I love that. Chichi Collect says, "Good morning, gentlemen and chat. Glad I could catch the stream. Hope everyone's having an awesome day so far." Well, yes, day is almost over for us. I'm glad the day is just starting for you. Hope you drink your coffee. Get the day started. Best part of waking up, some coffee in your cup.
Thought you were gonna say it. Make them pay for it, Dante. Make them pay for it.
Say the line, Bart. Say the line.
No free advertisements anymore, unless
right.
it's Royal Farms chicken. That's it. And
No.
Wawa.
Unless you're going crisscross applesauce them. That's I can't get that out of my freaking head. That was too funny last night. If you did watch Tony Around last night, you gotta watch it to understand what the crisscross applesauce is. Bart, are you really allergic to coffee, Bart? I have to know. Like, this would be the first time I've heard anybody ever say they were allergic to coffee. I'm truly
I
curious.
just don't like it.
I love coffee. I can have coffee any time of the day and still go to bed at night.
I'm not like that, but I'm an iced coffee fiend from my coaching career, my coaching days. Those early morning training camps, quick grab an iced coffee when it's like 92 degrees in the summertime. Slam that sucker down in like 15 minutes. Nitro fuel.
I don't do that.
No, man, the closest I get to coffee is your Starbucks Frappuccinos with tons of sugar in it.
Easy there, buddy. The elf.
Why
See-
would you go to that overpriced place?
This is my wake-up thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I used to like those too, the Monster coffees. They were good.
No, this is peach tea.
Oh, okay. I thought I thought you were looking at the coffee from the coffee talk.
Oh, no, I don't care for coffee at all.
Hey, we're having coffee talk. SNL, anybody? Saturday Night Live?
Yes.
Coffee talk.
Yes.
man.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
talk.
Talk
Looking for
amongst
the equation.
yourselves. I'll give you a topic. The Industrial Revolution was neither industrial nor a revolution. I'm getting
Revolution.
the discuss.
Dom says Dante got me to order 2 starting line figures with crisscross applesauce. Hey, I get an able points for that. Get points. We do have a super chat here from Robert Diaz. Thank you very much. He says, "I'm just here for the Age of Apocalypse news." There's no Age of Apocalypse news. So
Oh,
there's
no, there
news.
is. There is news.
There is.
I almost pissed my pants watching Toying Around last night, Unboxing Thursday, because we now have established Dante's, we'll say, dislike for AOA. And one of the first figures Kevin picks up is a friggin' AOA figure. I was like, is he screwing with him right now? Is he in on the joke? Did he
But
get
it's
the $10
Legion,
to
though.
spend him?
It's Legion. I was fine with Legion. I said I was
Yeah,
cool
'cause-
with Legion.
Yeah, that was everyone freaked out with Legion. It's like because they're like, oh, Legion wasn't in Age of Apocalypse. Like he caused the Age of
Okay,
Apocalypse, but technically no, he was never actually in the Age of Apocalypse. So
And that'll actually dovetail very well into our upcoming conversation regarding Sins of Sinister, because that is very much
Yes.
a spiritual successor to AOA.
So if you haven't been keeping up with Immortal X-Men, like I have. Like I have the issues. I just haven't finished reading the story because I was like, this has got to go somewhere. Like leading up to it, it's got to go. It's a long term story. So I did kind of watch a video this week on YouTube. I forget the gentleman's name, but shout out to him. But he was talking about Immortal X-Men number 10. Immortal X-Men number 10 basically says that Professor Xavier. Well, the issue's already out, so it's technically kind of like a spoiler. Now everybody's like wanting their coffee or don't drink coffee. But issue 10 says that Professor X is either Mr. Sinister or being controlled by Mr. Sinister because he has a diamond on his head.
I can provide this.
Have you actually read Sins of Sinister number 1?
No, I didn't. Because I don't go like it's hard for me to like watch everything split off. I can't read all those. I try to stay with the main books.
Well, do you want me to fill you in then?
Yes, please.
Oh, it's crazy.
Since the whole House of X thing, it's like everyone that gets killed gets brought back to life because they create eggs and everything, and they inject the DNA of the mutant that died into the egg. All that DNA is provided by Mr. Sinister, who's been collecting it. Well, unbeknownst to anyone, is Mr. Sinister has actually been injecting some of his own DNA into everything. So every mutant that's died on the island since the whole House of X thing has a little bit of Sinister in them. So that's how the red diamond's appearing on everyone. It's like everyone's getting killed because of that. It's like that's why the Immortal X-Men Sinister went around to make sure to try and kill all of the council, just because he knew that when they would be reborn, it'd be with his DNA, and that way he'd be able to help control them. The only thing is, like all the Sinister clones, they do have some Sinister DNA in them, but they also have their own personalities as well. So Sinister can't really control them as much as he thought he could.
Right.
And I have to say real quick, sorry, Dante. I've been waiting for Professor Xavier to take off that effing helmet and reveal a Sinister diamond since literally House of X Powers of 10.
He has had the helmet off before that.
I know, but but that was my original theory. He's being controlled from the beginning. He wasn't. But I wanted that moment on page. So although it's not the way I wanted to get it, we got it. Right. What's happening?
But what's funny though is at the very beginning of House of X, it wasn't actually Charles Xavier. It was Phantom X who put Charles Xavier's mind into his body until Charles Xavier was killed a few episodes into X-Force. And then once he was reborn, now he was Charles Xavier. But at the very beginning, he was Phantom X.
I'll jump on that in a second. But Dante, you've been trying to say something. Go ahead.
So just real quick, in issue 10, he was doing this process way before there was any X-Men, because he did on Charles's father, Kane Marco, his father, Sebastian Shaw's father, and there was two more. I can't remember the name of them.
Ryking, otherwise the father of the character from the old 90s X-Men, Hazard. Yes. That was an X-Men 12 and 13. And there's one other guy, I think the name was like Sebastian or something like that, which there's only, they haven't really used that character at all. He was like in a different timeline. Blurred Without Fear is the YouTube channel that I always watch. Great channel if you ever want, YouTube reviews and everything. But he went into all that, describing everything. But yeah, he's been messing around. He knew all their fathers, Project Armageddon or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it used to be. So yeah. And there's even some hints that, because the whole thing with back in when Sinister was first created, Nerd Glasses here, he was trying to come up with a cure because his Sinister's own son was dying, and he's trying to find a way to keep his son from dying. And there's actually hinting that this may be all a way for his son to come back. So we may see Mr. Sinister's actual, blood son come into the story later on.
So question rush, curiosity. I read pretty much everything the first year. I purchased and bought most of the Hickman stuff and all the tie-ins. I know that previous to the Hickman books that Phantom X gave up his body for Xavier, but where in the Hickman verse was it ever actually specifically cited that was the case? Like, I know it might have been inferred because they never actually like addressed it as much in the Hickman verse, but was there an issue where they literally said, like, because I remember Xavier getting shot at the end of X-Force #1. That was an awesome issue. I was shocked. I'm like, holy hell, they did it. But where did they actually confirm that in the Hickman verse, that the whole Phantom X thing?
It was never really, inferred, but it was something that was the only body that existed for Xavier going into House of X. So that was the only way he actually existed. I'd have to go back because, again, I'll be honest, I don't really collect comics anymore, but it's mainly just YouTube. I'm watching all the reviews weekly to keep updated with all of it. But I'll have to do some research on it, to find that issue. I'll have it by the end of the night.
I could have missed it. Yeah, sorry, Dante, go ahead, buddy.
Well, there's something that I truly missed because while I was watching video, he was saying the needle that they were injecting it with had a diamond on there, had Sinister's diamond on there. I truly bypassed that when they were resurrecting X-Men. Like, Hope had the needle with Sinister's like insignia on, like diamond insignia on there. So I truly just like missed that and this is going back way at the beginning of House of X Powers of 10.
Oh wow, okay. I wanted to add, there are so many batshit moments in this book I want us to just briefly touch on because it's nuts. But just kind of tying things together here through the books. Looking back at the House of X Powers of 10, you guys know I love Jonathan Hickman. All the different data pages and back matter he provided. I remember on one of the timelines, they didn't show it on panel, but it was a narrative form. They mentioned that on Mars, they actually killed Mr. Sinister to punish him for creating the Chimeras. Chimeras. So I thought this was like a throwaway story. That's why I didn't really was going to get it at first. Because I'm like, oh, they'll just reset everything or whatever. But considering the ending, where there's no more Moira clones there for him to reset, I wonder if we're going to actually be in this, like locked into this, because that fits in well to that narrative that they eventually put him to death. So I'm curious to see. And on Mars, which is Storm's territory.
The Myra clones, someone just took them. They took his lab, so thinking that might be Destiny. So, but the fact that if you read Sense of Sinister #1, the whole Marvel universe has been taken over. Even like J. Jonah Jameson, Captain America, everyone. I don't see this lasting. I think that's going to be like Age of Apocalypse, where it's like they'll go through, because they said that the Sins of Sinister and everything's going to be 3 issues each, Nightcrawlers and all that. So I think like similar to Age of Apocalypse, at the end of the 3 issues, it's just going to be reset.
Dante, who does that Chimera look like right there, sir?
Oh, Shuggy.
Mr. Moray away, buddy. Moray away. Wait, sister down. Sugar. But no, I think you're right, Art. I'm calling you Art. Rush. Based on the art there. I also think another possible suspect, in addition to it possibly being that group that you mentioned, would be potentially the other Sinisters. Because remember, we have the Sinister with the club on his head. We have the Sinister, I think, with a spade on his head. So there's other versions of Sinister that are looking Morgus. So
yeah.
Good book.
So now I gotta go back. Now, since I have all the books, I just have to go back and read, because I've just been putting them to the side. I'm like, yeah, that's still. Because sometimes, like when I'm reading through my stack, and it's just like it's just too much X-Men. Sometimes you just get overfilled on X-Men.
Yep.
It's like, even sometimes with Spider-Man, it's like I love Spider-Man, but it's like it's just too many Spider-Man books. Yep. Like I have to read this. And that's why I cut down like on my Avengers books. Like there was I only collect I only do like the Savage Avengers and then just the regular Avengers. And I was doing the other one where it was like the different Avengers from different like universes. And I'm like, all right, even though
Avengers Forever, if I'm
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that one. And I was like, this is like it to me, it was boring. It was just a boring, like useless. So yeah, that's why I just was putting this aside. And like even like some of the Star Wars books, I have to like stop. I gotta take off my list because it's just like this is not going anywhere. Like, what is this point? Like, I was really into bounty hunters. because they were focused on somebody that was pretty decent. Now they're focused on a team that's I just don't care about. It's just a team that I just don't even give.
There's nothing wrong with cutting the title. I mean, I had major burnout. Hickman leaving the X-Men franchise was a big watershed moment for me to hop off because, as I mentioned, my affinity for his stuff. But there was a lot of burnout there because they tied so many of those storylines together so nicely, which was great from a marketing standpoint. You're reading Wolverine, you're reading X-Force because they tied together. You're reading X-Men. You know, now we have X-Men Red. I mean, there's so many titles that they launched out of this. New Mutants, like there was so much there, and I did get X-Men fatigue. You know, I really had to drop off after that first 12 issues of each book. But now, I mean, this has pulled me right back in. I've maintained my X-Men collection. I've kept up with the monthly on that, but yeah.
Yeah,
crazy.
and then we know also too, if you haven't been reading X-Men Red, Magneto is dead as well.
I didn't know that. Last time I saw Magneto was when it would have been in the event. In the event with the Eternals where he basically lost his heart.
Yeah.
He had no heart in his body, and he used his powers to like keep himself alive, essentially.
Yeah, that's where he died. Yeah.
Why did they not bring him back? Because he wasn't.
He didn't want to come back. He's like, don't bring him back. He did not want to come back. He's like, don't resurrect me.
Well, technically, sorry.
But he was expelled too.
Well, no. Both Magneto and Storm decided to be on the Araco Council, and in order for them to be properly, part of that council, it was a thing where if they died, they can't be brought back. So they destroyed their Cerebro backup. So technically, with the Scarlet Witch, she created the mutant heaven where it's like a waiting room, anyone can be reborn. But in terms of the just Cerebro backups where the 5 can, bring anyone back to life, that's been destroyed for both Magneto and Storm. So if Storm was to die, she can't technically be brought back either, which is strange because if you think about it, Storm's the only mutant that's never died yet. So
yeah. And they really teased that out. Like if you think back to Giant Size X-Men when Hickman was still there, they had the issue where she had that techno-organic virus going on, and she had to go into the world, I think it was, to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Like they really went above and beyond to establish that she was near death quite a few times, but never has been resurrected. So they really have played the long game, to coin a toy phrase, regarding that situation that she has never actually been resurrected. So, good on them for that.
So the thing I'm really waiting for, and I'm kind of excited for, finally it's going to get a payoff, is when they sent the Sync and X-23 into that city.
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry.
Children of the Vault.
Yep. And now they're finally going to pay that off because, they went to that city, and it's always been some kind of miscommunication. It's like they have been there for years, literally years. Yeah, and you can tell they were battle hardened and different.
Yep.
When they came back, because X-23 was when you look at Sync, that relationship, go on, son, go on. I don't know you like that.
You know what, though? That's actually going to be a heartbreaking... Again, I know Rush had mentioned, and more likely than not, this will get wiped out in the end. But this is a very kind of crushing emotional moment because, Dante, you said you are caught up on X-Men, the actual monthly, or you're not?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, because I'm going to read it anyway.
So we know that after the tease of Laura being resurrected and not knowing Sync, it turns out that she then gets out later on. They do find her. Forge goes in and gets her. So we had that big, awesome romantic moment where I haven't seen what they plan to do yet because now there's 2 versions of her, which you're not supposed to have. But now based on this, she was resurrected and she's not actually herself anyway. She's Sinister. So it's
I forget what comic, but they actually did deal with that. Both Lauras were pretty much fine with each other. And they're like, okay, the young resurrected Laura is going to keep the name Wolverine, and the older Laura doesn't care for it. She doesn't deserve it, and they just don't want to be around each other. It's like, you do your thing, I'll do mine. I don't need to see you. So older Laura is now back with Sync. But people don't know if they can trust her or not, like Beast doesn't know if they can trust her, don't know if the Children of the Vault actually did something to the older Lord, so they don't know if she's a ticking time bomb or whatnot, brought back or a spy. So,
well, you know what? Beast is an asshole.
Eggs.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They have characterized him so. I mean, I know he's always kind of been an asshole. Sorry about the cursing tonight, but he Yeah, but I don't want to forget to mention this. The coolest moment, there are so many cool moments in Sins of Sinister, but one of the coolest I thought was when they freaking shrunk Juggernaut down to bullet size, and they shot him from Forge's special like time cannon straight through Thanos' brain, and they made sure to mention the fact the mutants had never attempted to retrieve Juggernaut. So you wait and see, that's coming back. Like they wouldn't have put that in there as a line if he doesn't somehow come back later on in this series. Pissed off.
Well, this is another thing before we move on to like we got to think like Kane Marco's dad was injected and had mutant abilities. Kane never had mutant abilities. He's always had the Jewel of Sidrat.
Yep.
So they say, and this is a good thing to think about. What if his mutant abilities start manifesting themselves?
What if, he did have mutant abilities and Professor X just kept lying to him? That way he wouldn't have to actually deal with them or, have him on the island.
But he's never shown it. Like, what is his mutant ability? Because it would have came out by accident unless he's like having to suppress it mentally.
Or else the gem was suppressing it. So
that's true. That is true.
Probably important to note too for anybody watching who might think about picking these up, because I didn't know this until today when I bought the book. So this isn't necessarily a traditional like Sins of no spoilers on this one, Rush. No spoilers on this one. This is just organizational purpose. It's not like a Sins of Sinister number 1, number 2, number 3. It's actually more like a classic crossover event, where you're gonna have to pick up 1, 2, 3. It's at 9. Like 10 different books, and it ends with Sins of Sinister Dominion number 1. But the cool thing is the first 3 issues after this, you're jumping 10 years ahead of time, very much like House of X Power 10. Then you're jumping 100 years ahead of time, and then the year 1000. So you're going to literally be like moving forward in the time line of this story. That's how they get me. That's how they pulled me in with the original, what was the Gala, Hellfire Gala? That first one, I bought every freaking book. And it was a big crossover that they used to do in the 90s. They make their money.
It's just, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's just all I'll say about that, because the Spider-Man chasm thing has been kind of irking me as well.
For the people in chat that haven't left yet, we will get to the toys. Don't worry.
Yes. Honestly, you know what you think about this?
Toys, you're good.
Well, the thing is, you know what? We tell you about this story because you know what's going to happen. They're going to get figures, and then you can't. And then you'll say, "Oh, I know that character," when they actually start coming out as figures. So it does help to know your characters, and that's when to grow on.
And no,
we'll get into that with the Legends reveals for this week.
Yes. What's going on, Matthew? How you doing? I'm going back through some of these chats like that. People don't like coffee. I'm upset. I'm hurt. Bart says, is it Professor X or Professor 10? Think about it. I'm not doing
actually technically, since House of X, he is just now known as X. Perfect. It's not even Professor, it's just X.
X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Not open up the doors. Real pop.
Great song.
Stand still.
Where is my Deadpool figure? There he is.
Forfeit says, not a coffee drinker myself, and my mom is from Costa Rica, which coffee is majorly produced, exported, and consumed. Their pride themselves in the coffee, some as Colombia and Brazil. I love Colombian coffee, sir. I love Puerto Rican coffee. They have some good, strong coffee there. I love it. Forfeit, when you go back, you let me know, because I love me some coffee from there. Mobile Recluse, what's going on? How you doing? Robert Diaz says Rush is sporting the Bubba Ray glasses.
Yeah, they are fake. I don't wear glasses. I've got 20/20 vision.
I figured, but it does look like you hear it say, Devon, get the tables.
Tables.
Dude, I
started stuttering more.
Sorry, go ahead, Rush. Buddy.
That
I
was,
was just saying, it's like if I'm being Devon, do I need to stutter as well?
no, Devon didn't stutter. It wasn't it Spike who stuttered?
No, when the Dudley brothers were first brought into the whole WWE, Vince McMahon wanted them to do the stutter thing. So it's the thing where Bubba Ray was one stuttering, and then Devon would smack him up back.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I try to erase that out of my mind.
I do watch wrestling too.
Nah, I try to erase that out of my mind. Some of that Vince McMahon era ECW stuff.
I was gonna say I forgot. I didn't realize till recently that that Bubba Ray was back in Impact again.
Yeah,
I missed that one till recently.
Last time I saw him, he was in the NWA.
He used to be. He was, and think he left there and went over there to Impact now. Brian says, all news to me. I stopped reading comics 15 years ago. Oh, wow. Except Batman. Forfeit says, I got you. Grace says, Forfeit get signed merch when you meet Dante. Require coffee beans. No, it does not. No, it does not. Dama Chichiro with reaffirming everything that Rush said. Bubba stuttered. Devon just finally quit WWE. Yeah. Sad. So sad. All right. Let's bring this up here so we can get into some toy news here for y'all. And we got Mezco called the boxing ring. And it's not with any update on Batman 89, unfortunately. It's just Lord of Tears. It's an owl. And not the one from what's it called? How many licks does it take to get to the bottom of 50 roll pop? The world may never know. Let's go on White Knight.
I have that shirt. I need to wear that.
There you go. That's I love to have that shirt. Omar V, yes, Razor Ramon and Hitman Ultimates look great. I may have to get that Razor Ramon and Brett the Hitman heart. But yeah, this was announced. It's wild that these other figures are coming out before Batman 89. And I'll say it again, like I said last night on Toying Around, they got to give some kind of update. For everybody to put money down, they got to give some kind of update for this. Like 3 years, just changing the date and no update to Batman 89 is kind of a slap in the face to consumers.
If this were Hasbro and a Marvel Legend, people would be like burning down the freaking headquarters of the company by now.
Exactly. It'll be all hell breaks loose. But we don't see that happening with a figure that's taken 3 years. 3 years. Like this was a Kickstarter. Yeah. If it was Kickstarter Hasbro, I'll say this. It'd be taking a task. Mm-hmm. Everybody have a video out every 5 minutes. But Mezco, like I said, to be responsible about it, if you hit up you gotta ask, they gotta start giving out information. You gotta have somebody who's sitting there saying, like, okay, here's the issue with the figure. Why we can't get it to your hands soon. Is it because like the material you're making the suit out of? Is it because it's just the figure itself? What's going on? Like
they need transparency there.
I almost feel like you took people for their down payments. Like, hey, you know what? We can make these other figures with that money. So, no.
I really feel like that's what Mezco does. They, advertise these like known properties, take the money, and then say between the known properties, you see like their Rumble Society, their own brands. Almost like they're using the money from the pre-orders to help make their own product that they'll make more money on.
Yep.
I have to say this just to be fair. To be fair, for anybody who watches Letterkenny is obsessed like me. I know it's not the same thing, but I feel like to be fair, we do have to somewhat, if we're going to say that, somewhat bring up like a HasLab thing, where they're banking all the money that is paid up front, and I get it's not the same thing, but it's same in the regard that money is going somewhere, it's sitting somewhere. It's accumulating interest over time. Not quite the same, but I feel remiss if I didn't mention that as a toy collector.
Yeah, but with the HasLabs, they actually get made and sent
Right.
to people.
Yeah, I think that's the only difference with that, because when you think about this one, it feels like with the HasLab, they're getting the money. They're saying, hey, it's shipping at this time, which you probably know it's already kind of like in pre-production. You know, they probably got the molds ready. They just need to start, mass producing it. This, you don't know if it's the molds ready. What, like, is it like a material cause, something going on with the factory? What's going on with it? There's no update on it. There's nothing that tells you like it's a guarantee we're making it. It's just like kind of like a shot in the dark.
I recently heard that the real reason there's a backup, Michael Keaton ordered 6,000 for himself. They're trying to fulfill his order first because he's all like, "Come on, I'm gonna get nuts." So they're taking care of him first. So.
Now, I don't collect Mezco, so anyone in chat or the two of you guys, if you couldn't answer this. I know everyone complains with Marvel Legends and everything, the reusing of body molds and everything, but isn't Mezco kind of just the exact same body with just different clothing or something else on it? I mean, is there anything actually different other than the overlay?
Sometimes it depends. Yeah, sometimes it depends on the character, I guess. But yes, sometimes it's the same body.
Yeah, I feel like there might be less people who complain about it because of the fact. I mean, obviously the soft goods, but because you get so many friggin' accessories with these things, that even though the articulation and the body molds are often shared. I mean, although now the Constantine that I have does have the double jointed elbows, which people are excited about for Mezcos. But I think they really make up for it with the accessories in addition to the soft goods. That kind of offsets people complaining. But the Marvel Legends people who complain about the reuse and everything, like that's the point. That's how Marvel Legends rolls. That's why we get so many characters so often.
That's how every toy line rolls. I mean, going back to the original Masters of the Universe, it's like Stinkor and Merman are the exact same figure, just painted differently.
Yep.
Every toy line does it. Look at Barbie.
Don says, crazy thing is people probably wouldn't be even as bad as they just gave updates, which is the thing. They're not giving any updates. And it's sad. That's the sad part about it. Robert says they have different body types and Mezco uses them. Hasbro has 3 bodies.
No, that's wrong. I know that's kind of like a joke, but anyone that's seen the 626 documentary on Disney Plus, like they even shows like Dwight pulls open a drawer and he has all the different body types and all the different body pieces there. They mix and match them just to see what would work best for each figure. So there's a wide supply. Just again, I don't mind as long as we're getting new figures and not the same figure done over and over again. It's like I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Have a good night, Omar V. Sorry, I just seen your message. And
good night.
RG just joined in. He's super late. RG, you're late.
You are, man.
I guess that's what happens when you're rich. You can just do whatever you want. Just do whatever.
Wait, he's rich? Hi. Yes. How are you doing? Can we be friends?
RG's got money out the wazoo. Let me tell you, man. You see that man keep his hairstyle? He's like, yeah.
We just saw.
I say we need to have him on the show next week just to get to know our community more.
Art's been a long time viewer here. He unfortunately works nights. That's why he isn't on more often with us on Fridays. But Art, I just saw you're going to be on the Overgrown Third Graders podcast. And also Art does his live stream on Monday night, so check him out.
Yeah, there you go. Oh wow, Mo Recluse had the best line right here. Hold on, let me bring it back up here. Let's see. This is awesome. The Batman 89 took even longer than the second TMET loot crate, which eventually pushed through. and those loot crates took a long time to come out. Those loot crates took a long time. Oh my goodness. Oh, Omar's still here. I thought you left. I'm sorry. Oh, what's going on, Omar? It says Super 7 updated peeps on the latest Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, making it seem they were getting made until they weren't anymore. So I don't know how useful updates can be.
See, again, Super 7 is another one that I relate with Mezco. It's like, it seems every week, Super 7's, advertising, brand new variety and everything. And people are still waiting on like Series 2 or 3, and they're advertising Series 7 of a certain line.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny about that? We were talking about this in our chat, but on Reddit, somebody got the Mo Sislak, a Simpsons figure, and Super 7 advertised it with an apron, but there's no apron when you get the figure.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you have a Mo Sislak with no apron?
That is Bush League right there. Bush League. Yeah, you
I
can't.
don't know why, but there's just something with Super 7 that I don't trust the company enough to invest in them.
I haven't got anything from them. Like I said, I was going to invest. Like I wanted to get the New Japan figures that they were coming out with when they first announced them. I was like, man, these look pretty decent. Then when it came out, I was like, when I seen Alex get his figure, I was like, ooh, yeah, I can't do it. Yep. I can't. I couldn't be doing it.
Omar. RetroCon, I think it was, and Art and I looked at them together. It was the same thing. It was like, nah, it's not going to work. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's an update. Omar V said they just released the email. Oh, I just went up. Omar V said they just released the email saying they'll be shipping the apron out to folks with proof of purchase.
Ooh,
but why?
Okay.
But why? That's my thing. Like, why do you have to ship it out separately? It should just came in a box like it
blame the factory.
I was just gonna say that, Rush. I was gonna quote you, sir. I remember you mentioned how with the Century coming up the trigger hands, the trigger fingers, that was a factory issue. Maybe, I mean, I feel like forgetting a whole friggin' accessory though is a pretty big deal, Dante. But could have been a factory thing potentially.
But this is the thing. So I'll compare it to this. Mythic Legions came out and said, "Hey, with the new trolls that they were coming out, we did the pre-order for last year. Like, hey, there was a mix-up at the factory. We didn't get the new exclusive heads. We will send them out separately before they even sent out the product." Mythic Legions was on it. 4 Horsemen were on it. How hard is it to do that? How hard is it to be that transparent? Like, look, there was a mix-up at the factory. We had some issues. This is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
4 Horsemen can do it.
Aren't the Simpsons like banned in China or something? It's like, so maybe people in the factory don't watch the show or something. I could have sworn a long time ago because of how controversial Simpsons were. I thought they were banned. I could be completely wrong on that, and I will take ownership if I am, but I could have sworn that they were banned in China a long time ago.
That I don't know.
Now they're run by the mouse.
Don says there's an update. Yeah, there's an update on apron. They found out a lot of that shit without the apron, and will ship them out at the end of February to people missing. End of February. Now you got. I'm not even going. Your boy got toy says I passed Smart Tac in the hallway on Reddit, and we pretended we didn't know each other. That's the best thing to do on Reddit. Just like, yeah, okay, yeah, you don't, yeah.
And Matchy Toy said this. I said this, Kev, 3 years is long enough to make a big budget movie. Depends on the movie, because if you remember, the Flash movie was announced before the first season of the CW Flash. Now, 9 years later, CW Flash is coming to an end, and they still haven't released a Flash movie.
Yep. Oh, yeah, Greg said Simpsons got banned for their China jokes.
The Great Wall.
China Wall.
The great firewall of China. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's going on, Bearded Builds? How you doing? Welcome. He said Don says the aprons are missing because the workers in China had to pack them blindfolded.
No, come on. The children over there were just using them as handkerchiefs and forgot.
All right,
I'm going to hell.
Great.
Back to
great.
the
now the equation is banned in China. That's just great.
Oh, that is a good point. Matthew says Batman Returns came out 3 years after 89 Bats. So maybe that's what they're doing. 89 Batman is going to come out 3 years. It's going to take 3 years for him to come out.
Well, just like it took Hasbro a year to release the Venom movie because Sony released it and they didn't have the rights and they had to actually watch the movie a few times to get details. Maybe that's just the problem. Maybe they're just having a hard time getting like a nice crisp images from the VHSs of the Batman original movie to actually get the details right on the figure.
That's not even an excuse. We got Blu-ray now. It's on Blu-ray. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. It's on Blu-ray. You got crispy image right there. The crispiest.
Well, I don't know then. I don't know.
Don says Mezco is going to do a 2-pack with Clooney and Arnold as Batman, Mr. Freeze. What killed the Ice Age? What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
You need to freeze. Chill.
Oh.
Chill out.
All right.
See, Batman 89 is going to come out. They're doing what Hasbro is going to do, and they're going to release it with a Vicky Vale, a figure you don't want, but now you're going to have to buy as a 2-pack.
Vicky Vale. Or, as Prince said in his song, Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale. So good.
Actually, not even Vicky Vale, Bob the Goon.
There you go. Bob the Goon. Great
Don't you leave Bob the Goon's name out your mouth, boy. He will come and get you.
I had the toy. He had great kicking action until his leg broke off.
Yep.
Yep.
Your boys got toys, so you guys will get Batman 89 6 months later, and we'll get Batman Returns announcement release same day. Hey, guess what? We're doing Batman Returns. Nah, I'm good. I got 89 Batman. I'm good.
Now, see, next month they're going to announce Batman and Robin, Silver and Black, George Clooney Batman that will actually get released and come out before you get the 89 Batman.
And you know what they come with? They come with YouTube sing. Cha, 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 cha.
Hey, that's Batman Forever. Do not, diss that.
They'll still come out. They'll still be part of the set. Exactly.
So good.
Great song. Back to Owlman. He comes with 4 interchangeable hands, a base. He doesn't come with a lot. 2 splatter effects attached to the left claw. Alter a Moloch, decapitated head. James Finley skull. 2 mansion keys and 7 feathers. I don't know what he's going to do with those keys and those feathers. But yeah.
It's the key to Batman 89 treasure chest. It just keeps going.
Yes, it probably does. Okay. Lock it. All right.
Oh, God. Robert Diaz. That's a good one. I don't know. Which is going to happen first? Rob Liefeld learns how to draw Peter. Mezco 89 Batman gets shipped.
Mezco 89 Batman gets shipped.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld ain't learning to grow feet.
He's a draw.
Hey, you boys got toys. Possible comment of the night right there. Only if it comes with the Bat MasterCard. There it is.
Never leave home without it.
Was it MasterCard?
Actually, here we go. There's a Bat MasterCard. Yeah. All right. So we got some Marvel Legends reveals. One I'm excited for, and I know most people weren't happy for it, but I'm excited for it. It is Squadron Supreme figures, 2-pack. It's going to be $50. Hyperion and Marvel's Dr. Spectrum.
Okay. I gotta say with Dr. Spectrum, everyone on Facebook was starting annoying me because they said that Marvel was ripping this off of the Google logo. And it's like that just hurts my brain knowing that, this guy came out as a villain back in like 1969 and Google wasn't even found until like 1998. So if it wasn't the Google logo, it was the Uno Play 4 card.
I didn't hear that. That's hilarious. The Uno cards.
What kills like when people say stuff like that, I'm like, yo, do you even read? Yo, like, really? Do you even read the comics? Like, it kills me. That just really hurts. Like, I can understand like why it would hurt your brain because I'm like, yo, like, Why would you say something like that? It makes no sense.
I was really, as I said in chat, I was really waiting for someone in one of the Facebook groups asking, who's this woke warrior? If Marvel and Hasbro are trying to indoctrinate the kids into this rainbow warrior.
Yo, just real quick, a side note on that. Yo, they did that with Xbox now. So,
yeah.
The wildest thing that they could have did. This is how you know they're reaching for stuff. When they had to reach for Xbox just because it's trying to do carbon saving, they're like, yeah, that Xbox trying to get your kids to be carbon safe and try not to use up electric. Like you all been saying not to use like electricity. Now they're trying to do that, and you're like, well, that sounds like you're trying to get them woke.
And the fact that the Xbox they decide that, oh yeah, we're just going to make sure it uses power to update overnight when you're not using it, like everyone already does with their computers, updates overnight, so not when they're actually in the middle of it, or an hour before they go live and takes an hour to update the computer. Hi guys, sorry I was late.
I always thought it was weird that any device is always on. Like that always confused me. Like the first time I had a Roku, I remember like hooking it up and I was like, Alyssa, why won't it turn off? And she's like, well, it doesn't turn off. It stays on. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't want to stay on. It's dumb. It costs me electricity, money.
But how loud? Yo, you don't want that thing to keep turning on because this thing is loud when you turn it back on. I never heard any logo that was louder than that. It was like,
how's that go, Dante?
Like, and it's like takes forever too. It's not like it's like a quick startup. It's like turn my time down. Do that. Hope that's with the Roku.
Hey, nothing will ever be as bad as AOL dial-up. Okay.
No. Who's on the internet?
Kids
using a telephone. I'm trying to watch something for 4 hours and it's 2 minutes long.
Kids don't understand. This is me being old man. Get off my lawn territory. Shrunk the gray in my beard. Kids don't get the beep beep. Like they don't know that even exists anymore.
Yeah, they'll never know. They'll never know the hardships of getting onto the internet.
They just go on their phone and just do it all on there. We had to fight our sisters or brothers to get off the phone so we can call in and download a song that'll take 6 hours from Napster.
For a 3-minute song, yes.
Yeah, exactly. For a 3-minute song. Let's see here. We got Stress says the Google man. Greg says I wish apparently had 2 extra hands. One no mask and another maybe a little bad damage effect. I think it does come with 2 different hands. I think it comes with extra set. I think there's one that's open and there's a fist. Stratton says the Uno man. Let's see. Bart says they need
Hyperion actually comes with the gripping hands that Sentry was supposed to come with.
Yeah.
Spoiler, yeah.
Spoiling you all every day. Tag on it. Where it is. Let's see. Bart says they need to come with a new magic effect. Your boys got toys. Says buy this 2-pack or draw 52. It stands y'all. Robert Diaz says he was made out of prototype parts and they thought this was a good look. What's going on, relatable figs? Oh my goodness, yo. Let's see here. Bart says fax tones. Yeah, fax tones were the worst. Your boys got toys. Said they'll never know what it's like to have mail. Rob says these videos of Jenna Jameson took forever to. Oh my god! No, stop it. Oh, Grace said heads, not hands. Okay, gotcha. I was gonna say, yeah, I think it comes with different. It comes with another set of hands. But yeah, I'm trying to think of another character you might be able to use that Dr. Spectrum open hand for that has a yellow hand.
Give me a moment.
Doctor Strange. I'm looking at him right now.
There you go.
Doctor Strange, you can use it for. You might be able to.
Zemo, Baron Zemo.
That's what I was gonna say. You might be able to fudge with Zemo, but because he has lines on his gloves too, like on his hands.
What about Hydra soldiers in general?
Classic. No, Hydra. They have the black gloves.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's AIM. Hydra. No, Hydra has more of like orangish yellow.
Yeah.
Classic Loki.
Yep.
Maybe you can use that on the new X-Men, the training suits.
Yeah, that's another one. I'm trying to see who else. Electro. You might be able to get away with it on Electro. Trying to see else who maybe have like yellow hands.
Robert Diaz threw Forge out there, which I guess is the 3-pack.
Yeah,
Just said that.
Forge is another good one. I forgot about him. I'm just looking. Maybe the Fly. I can't wait to tell if he's like kind of like that same yellow.
He has green hands.
Oh, does he? Okay. Yeah. That's all I can think of.
Spymaster.
Yep, Spymaster as well. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Good old Spymaster. Don't forget about that peg warmer.
Yeah. You could no. So Robert Morph only has like he has regular hands. He doesn't have like any kind of yellow glove hands.
But he could.
He could.
Happy Accident asked, "Why are we still seeing?"
Oh, that's what my mom calls me.
Oh, it's gonna the pinless. This thing is just gonna take time. I mean, they already told us that like every single release isn't suddenly gonna be pinless. It's gonna roll out over time. Where if they can put a figure out like this using old parts that have pins, they're gonna do it. Again, you get in the cost and everything else with that situation. They can't just overnight go to all pinless, or else we'll be paying like $50 for Marvel Legend.
Right. And that is true. That's true, Robert. So he is a shapeshifter. So yes, I take that back. So you do make a good point.
And honestly, can we just, with the pins, no one ever cared about the pins until they started making pinless technology. Now everyone cares about the pin. It's like, does it really make that much difference? You're going to play for like 30 seconds and put it on display for the next 30 years and never go back to it. So
it's kind of odd in this one, like, because the arms have pins and the legs are pinless. This is kind of like a mismatch on this one.
I think G.I. Joe Classified did that a few times, didn't they? Where it was half and half, like the elbows would have pins, the legs wouldn't. Or no, I'm sorry, not G.I. Joe. It was Marvel Legend. Yeah, G.I. Joe's always pinless, my bad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and
Legends is like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like even with Dr. Spectrum, like his arms are pinless, but his legs have pins.
Again, I don't care if it's got pins as long as it's not like a Spider-Man situation where like one side is one color and the other side is the wrong color. So if both sides of the pin are the correct color, I don't care.
I think we've talked about
that big of an issue.
But like, not to make a whole conversation out of it, because I know we have to get to certain things. But like, as they do roll out new figures on this Vulcan body, are you guys gonna like slowly replace your entire collection?
No.
Like I can't see myself doing that unless it looks that much better. Like Forge, for instance. Like I'm cool with the Forge I have. I don't feel the need to build that team as cool as it is from that cover. Like that's a lot of extra money to spend to replace every figure slowly over time on that new puck.
Yeah, I skipped the Forge 3-pack. I'm getting the one with Banshee just because I want that Banshee. I want the blue and yellow Banshee more than the green and yellow. So, and it's like, again, it's like the Gambit, I'll probably turn into like, Joseph. The Psylocke may become like a Cecilia Reyes. So it's like, I'm not going to have them on display except for Banshee. So,
yeah, I kind of agree. But like, I think like with my older Toy Biz ones, they will be replaced,
obviously.
But like the newer ones, like I have both Centuries here, so I have the old one, now the new one. I'm gonna probably keep both of these, but that's just me being me.
And it makes sense from that perspective. So you have the Void head, so then you can kind of get a Robert Reynolds on your shelf, Century plus Void if you wanted to.
Right.
Which is annoying because that's not even the Void. That's what annoys me. It's like that whole head sculpt is just from one panel in a comic where someone tried catching Century on fire and that burned away his skin. So that whole, flaming skull look is from one panel. The Void was like this black and purple, like energy, like construct and everything. I was wanting that as like a Build-A-Figure, but it's like, oh, here's a Void in like a knockoff Ghost Rider skull.
Yeah, I think the best depiction of the Void in art that I can think of was probably Siege #3. I
Yeah.
love Siege, but when they show him at the end there, where he basically after Sentry freaking tears spoilers. Where's the sign at there? Spoilers from 9 years ago, whatever it is. Spoilers after he rips freaking Ares in half, which is insane on panel. But yeah,
I'm quite upset with Hasbro that we have not gotten Ares that separates in two. It's like it's not comic accurate. It's like the Black Power Ranger not having 4 fingers, just inaccurate.
Dante will get this reference. Have Jazzwares Wrestling make that Sentry that Ares figure, Dante. I'll tear it right in half.
I'm not gonna do that. No. What's going on, Justin Collects? How you doing? Oh, good lord. I can't deal with you. Starting says I'm more interested in updating the Marvel Legend females with double joints and pinless legs.
Good point.
Robert Diaz says I want the Legends team to do a Deadpool corpse wave. They can't.
The only good thing with the Marvel Legends females having the pinless legs is they're actually making the joints like thicker, so you're not getting that bowing the other thinner legs were doing. So that's the only update that I'm actually cool with. Otherwise, again, wouldn't care. But it's like the fact that most of my females, like over time, it's like the legs are just going like this or curving. It's like
and it is. It's a very nice thing. Like
Spider-Man.
Even though, like, she has like better legs than most of the females, so this is a lot better. So I don't have to worry about that bowing of the legs with this one.
Yeah, it's like my Hope Summers. I actually have like a metal wire around her legs just to keep them straight.
Yeah, they don't hold up well. Like even looking back on mine, the ones that always frustrated me the most were I can just look at my Shield shelf at least. Agent of Shield was the freaking original Sharon Carter and the Bobby Morse Mockingbird.
Yep.
Like the heels and how the legs would grow out over time, like just not good. And they're still on my shelf, and I just kind of prop them there. But just get rid of those damn wedges, the wedge feet. Get rid of the wedge.
That'd be a great one to have, like the classic Mockingbird for West Coast Avengers outfit. That one.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that one.
Real quick. Sorry, Dante. Everything I say is real quick, then it's real long. Sorry. I'll make it real quick. Rumors out there, Chloe Bennett potentially popping back up in the MCU as Quake.
Yeah. I did hear that.
We're talking Agents of Shield. Dude, I want that. We've talked before. I will argue for that show forever. I love that show. I get people's problems, but I loved it. But I would love to see her pop up in Secret Invasion. I will audibly scream if I see her pop up in Secret Invasion at the end of an episode or something with Nick Fury. It'd be awesome.
I think the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of became similar to Legends of Tomorrow, where after a while they just didn't care and they just did their own thing.
Exactly. That's what happened. When they started going out to space, like whatever that future space was, like stuff was, I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
You know what? Other than the space season was interesting, but I will say the show actually, and everybody says this who's an anti-S.H.I.E.L.D., the show actually got better when they got away from the MCU. Other than that space season, that was weird, but they needed a way to tie it all up. But the show itself improved and it wasn't beholden to the MCU.
When they had Ghost Rider on there, it was awesome. That was a good season. I like that. When they had Gabriel, was it Gabriel Luna? Luna. Yeah, he was great as Ghost Rider. He portrayed him. I was like, yo, this is awesome.
Yep. I will say, I will argue to this day, one of the coolest comic book TV show moments was the last episode, not of the series, but when they wrote out Mockingbird and her boyfriend or whatever. Spoilers, yes, 7 years ago. They had the spies goodbye. And they were like, here it is, he's going to say it. They were disavowed as agents. And I said it. And like they were in the bar and everybody like slowly like sent them a shot over. And like, it was just, I'm getting chills thinking about it. It was such a cool moment. Plus disavow is where my name came from. Kind of. Low key kind of came from there.
There you go. Oh my goodness, this man. He's a disavowed agent of Shield.
This freaking
What
thing, Dante. This
was
freaking thing here.
Bobby's name? Adriana Padalecki or something like that.
Padalecki?
Yeah.
She was also in G.I. Joe.
The Orville.
Never forget, she
Yeah.
was in G.I. Joe.
That is, yeah, she sure was.
She was a
Sure
freaking
was.
smoke show in that. This figure, Dante. I don't know, man. What are you thinking, buddy? I don't know if I need that.
Yondu, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I think I'll
'Cause
do the
I'm-
whole team, I guess.
Supposedly. So like I'm really for this. It's gonna be a, they said Target exclusive.
Yep.
$24.99.
The red on there.
So yeah.
Now going back to Morph, someone's actually saying that Yondu's head and face it's just a reuse of Morph.
Really? Now I got to stare at my morph figure from a distance here and see. What do you think,
No,
Dante?
it's not. Well, which one? The happy face or evil face? 'Cause-
Happy.
Okay, I gotta find it. I had the evil face on this one.
So do I. We like the bad guys.
Yeah, like because
I bought two, so I've got both.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it, but I don't know.
Tyler in the chat said it's a new head. I haven't heard that, but I haven't really paid much attention to this.
Well, it's just like everyone saying that the Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes was just a reuse of Longshot. It's like, no.
Robert says, yeah, it's a happy face reuse. Morphus in front of me now. Dan says, is a fin tiger sharks?
No.
They're sharks.
No, Tiger Sharks goes down the back of his body.
Okay. Bart
Yeah.
said Yondu needs an alternate head with puckered lips. No, he does not, sir. Stop it, Mark.
Is this the team where the one dude on it has the Captain America shield?
Yes, Vance Astro. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he
Who is future Marvel Boy Justice from New Warriors?
which is weird. Like they came out with that Vance Astro so long ago, and now we're finally going to finish the team. Like it's the most
We're not
weirdest
finishing
thing.
the team. We're getting another one from the team.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, we are getting another one from the team. Like it's just so weird how spread apart they are.
Yeah. Well, look at Serpent Society. Is that the right?
Yeah.
That's taken forever. Ever since we had the purple dude back in, was that Red Onslaught?
Constructor.
Yeah. Was that Red Onslaught we had? Him?
No. If you remember, we got Constrictor back in the original. Was it Return of Marvel Legends?
I'm not thinking of Constrict. Well, yeah, but the one I'm thinking is the purple guy with he's the
Cottonmouth.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, thank you. Cottonmouth. Yep, that's what I'm thinking of.
We have Eel. We have Cottonmouth. Constrictor. King Cobra.
Mhm.
And Rock Python, which is one of the weirdest figures we've gotten. Rock Python.
Greg says Dante Vance was in the Modern Guardian books. That was part of why he was made at the time. He was only in there for a hot minute. He wasn't really in there.
It was just a fast reuse. They just needed to paint a regular body and throw a Captain America shield that we already have.
Yeah, that one was on the Buckcat body. That one was definitely on the Buckcat body, and I was a little bit mad because my Vance Astro was loose in the legs.
Hey, he just enjoyed getting around with the ladies. Okay, he wasn't.
I'm mad at Bart. Bart. I'm not even reading that comment out loud, Bart. I'm not starting with you, Bart. I'm not even going with you, Bart. Bart, stop it, Bart. Go do the Bart man.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
The Bart man. Do the Bart man.
Everybody, don't probably be trouble anyway. Bart's trouble. But yeah, I can't I'm satisfied with both numbers for those, so I'm happy with Supreme. With anything.
Again, any new figure that they come out with, any new character, I'll be happy with.
Yeah, I'm happy with those as well. I would love to finish off some teams. Like my new Warriors teams. But, I'll take what I can get. Great. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So I think Molly Flapjacks on the show last year. Who Molly Flapjacks? I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
guessing that's the name I should probably not Google.
I don't. I only know what he's talking about. I'm so confused right now because I don't remember. I really don't remember.
I've either between being on or watching, I don't remember a reference to that.
I'm going to Google that name. If I all of a sudden disappear, I got a virus.
Was that a member of the Great Lakes Avengers by any chance that we forgot about? Like Doorman?
No.
Or Big Bertha?
No, not that I know of. Not that I know of offhand. Some triple
So,
stars.
Andrew Garfield, man, huh? Gone.
I don't remember, Robert. I really don't. I honestly don't remember that. I don't remember that. But yeah, this is Figure Arts is saying an unmasked head sculpt would no longer be included. A lot of people are saying that it's because some deal that didn't go through with the head. I don't know, but they said they're going to be canceling orders and retaking orders for it without the unmasked head. So then, in addition,
if you send them proof of purchase, they'll send it to you separately, like Super 7.
I don't think they could do that because somebody's. I think Ewan was saying, Jason or Ewan was saying in the Discord chat. Same thing. I think same thing happened with the Hot Toys one.
Interesting. Yeah, I know people are already. People are not the Marvel Legends team hasn't formally announced any unmasked heads that I'm aware of, but people already are starting to say like they thought it was insinuated down the road we might get them. Is this a across the board pull from all the figures that they're pulling from the other series?
Well, Rectangular leaked a No Way Home wave with Andrew and Buzz. We don't know what they're gonna look like. It could be like Andrew Garfield and the like lab coat or something. They get another use out of the Mr. Fantastic lab coat. So we don't know what the three figures are gonna be.
So you would have thought. So the thing is, you would have thought they would give it to in that No Way Home 3-pack as well. But you didn't see any of them have their extra heads in there, like the unmasked heads in there. Mm-hmm. So we gotta think like maybe either there was no deal in place to use their likeness, but I mean, not Andrew. What's his name? Toby. Tom Holland. Yeah. Well, no, Tom. We know. They put his unmasked head in a couple of the sets, like a couple of figures that came out, but even his head was not even in that 3-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they can't give us just one, because everyone would be complaining, why don't we get the other two? Hasbro's going cheap on us, so
right.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah. Robert says, I'm thinking Hasbro might have had a power play to stop this right now so that they can get theirs out first. Phone Formers asks, what's the 3-pack of Spider-Man going to cost? $98. I think, what was it, like 80?
Yeah.
What was it, $80 for the 3-pack?
The old classic $79.99 sort of situation, I think.
Yeah. But it was never, I don't think it was really established like what comes in that, if there's any accessories. I think it's just the 3 Spider-Man that was.
Yeah, and it was digital mock-ups. It wasn't even the actual figures.
They might have showed just some flipping hands. I mean, again, like that's not a big deal, but they didn't show much. No, they definitely did not say this is all you're getting. They didn't.
Right.
That, I remember.
It still sold out, didn't it?
Yeah, it still sold out because people want. So before No Way Home came out, it was like being like everybody was saying like, yo, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire was in this movie, and the Amazing Spider-Man figure was going up in price on eBay because everybody didn't know if they were going to make an Amazing Spider-Man figure again. So at that time, I'm not gonna lie, I did jump in the craze because I had like 10 of those Amazing Spider-Mans. So I was like, selling.
The Marvel Legends series Spider-Man No Way Home 3-pack was $89.99 before tax.
$89.99. There it is.
Oh wow! So it was $90. Yeah.
Well, 30 bucks a figure. That's
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm saying it's good, but that's where we're at. I mean, what was Iron Spider? 33.
Yeah.
So for an MCU figure, you're not that you're paying for a head likeness for the headshot necessarily that we're aware of, but that's what you're gonna get.
But with your Toby and your Andrew, they're unique sculpts that they probably can't use ever again.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
gotta pay for it somewhere.
Greg, you got to stop. You better be lying about that. He says, "What the FYE has renew your vows 2-pack for $100." Nah, FYE can't be that crazy. They can't be that crazy.
I would bet they are, dude. Seriously, the friggin' the Fire Lord was like $49.99 there. It's nuts. They're out of their friggin' minds there. They really are. I don't know who's in charge of that, but
yeah, screw them.
Yeah, it's good for a laugh on a rainy day. Walk in there.
Dom says the Viper 3-pack was $90 too. Was it? Because I ordered mine off of Amazon, so I can't remember. Was it fit? Was it $90?
Yeah. FYE can't really say anything. I go to Universal and they got Marvel Legends there, and normal Marvel Legends going to run you almost like $50 at Universal Studios.
Well, they're trying to pull in those A Tizzle's down there today. She's actually at Universal today, and she sent me some pictures, and they're trying to sucker in those tourists that don't know any better.
What type of pictures are she sending?
I think some of those names earlier in the chat. No, but no, like kids get off the Spider-Man ride. They walk in there on vacation from whatever, North Dakota. And they're paying, I want the Spider-Man action figure. I mean, that's what they're trying to do there.
Yeah. Hasbro saying they're cutting $1,000 jobs, 15% of staff. As Howard reported, Hasbro will be cutting 1,000 jobs, equaling about 15% of the workforce in a cost-saving move. It seems as 2022 underperformed for the toy maker after COVID-era highs. While some people were stuck at home and more free time to shop online, needed to escape for themselves during that time, and had cost-saving dues to remote work or stimulus, and need to keep their kids occupied due to being home too. Of course, that wasn't everyone, but those that seemed to have it during that period were shopping online for Hasbro stuff. That now seems over. To compensate, Hasbro is cutting workers and attempting to sell off its recently purchased E1 Studios, a key part of the previous Blueprint, to expand into their media game in order to focus on Blueprint 2.0, which focuses on gaming, physical and digital. How this will affect the various teams behind the brands we know and love here at Torark is unknown at the moment. We wish the best to all those we met in person at a show, following on the various streams, and to those we know work behind the scenes making our plastic goodies. Yeah, it's sad. Hate to see anybody lose their job.
And you got to remember, this is also Hasbro globally, not just here in America. It's Hasbro across the world that they're cutting this. So, but one thing that I love is like anytime that there's a new Marvel Legend or any type of Hasbro release, people are like, "Oh, these suck. They need to fire people at Hasbro." Then all of a sudden, news comes out. Hasbro's laying off some workforce. They're like, Hasbro's evil for laying people off. It's like, which way do you want it?
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And it's unfortunate, but I mean, Amazon's doing this. Everybody right now, everybody's preparing for, dare I say, the R word. So it's corporate business. I'm not defending it, but it's capitalism. It's the country we live in.
I mean, so you got to think about it too. Like, if I'm going to buy a figure or I'm going to buy food. Food's going up price. We know eggs have gone up, jacked up in price. They jumped up in price like there's no tomorrow. Like at that point, I'm like, I can't buy a Legend. Like I gotta eat. Because if I don't eat, I can't go to work. If I can't go to work, I can't get no money to spend on anything.
Yep.
So food's gonna, food and health is gonna come first before anything else.
It's a crazy world.
Real quick, for feathers, everyone keeps on going back to, Hasbro's no longer doing the plastic, and the plastic windows and everything to cut costs. No, Hasbro stopped doing the plastic because they wanted to do the whole save the earth thing and cut down on the amount of plastic that's being, not being able to recycle it anymore. Hasbro never said that they were coming out and saying that they're cutting out the plastic windows to save money. That's what everyone thinks. That's not what they actually said. So that's just assuming.
I'll push back slightly on that because they tell us it's for the environment, but corporations tend to care more about their bottom line than that. I don't think Hasbro is necessarily being completely forward on that one, but we can agree to disagree on that point, obviously.
Well, I just know what they've said, and Hasbro's never come out and said that they're doing it to cut costs. So that's all that I'm saying. It's like Hasbro's never actually said they're cutting out the plastic windows to save costs. They never said that. Right. What they're doing behind the scenes may be something else, but they've never said that they're doing it to cut costs.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, agreed. They haven't said that on the record.
Just want to go back to Robert. Robert Diaz says Hasbro/Wizards pissed off the D&D crowd and they pushed back. That's what really happened. So I don't know what the whole thing was happening with D&D. I know Wizards of the Coast, like there was a lot going on with that. So I don't know the full story because I haven't really kept up with it. But man, oh man, I know it's some real pushback with the D&D crowd with that, from what I heard, as you're saying. Like, it's not good.
They were releasing limited edition cards that were like redos of the original cards, and they're like almost $1,000 for the pack of like 10 cards, but then you can actually use the cards in game play.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, if we know anything, you don't want to piss off a community of fans, regardless of who it is. So,
especially D&D groups, D&D, they do not play. Like, the one group that does band together very well is D&D groups. Because they are not like, they'll find a dungeon master that get them all together. Like, what's going on? Why can't I use this card? Well, we can't use it in play. Well, what the hell is this? They get that one dungeon master, like, we need to band together and shut this down.
The power of the group. There it is.
Right.
While legends and different toy collectors may bitch about online, you got to remember D&D people actually get together in groups, in person.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very true. I'm gonna get this set. I want to pre-order it, but Big Bad Toy Store was asking for a down payment, so I was like, "Oh wait a minute, yeah." But I like the Rocketeer. I'm a big fan of Rocketeer. I love that. I love that kid. I love that movie as a kid. So I do want this. Like, this looks amazing.
Cool little side note with the Rocketeer. If you go to Hollywood Studios here in Orlando, there's a icy stand that on the side of the icy stand, they actually have the Rocketeer backpack right there on display.
That's cool.
It's really? Like a hidden gem.
Nice. That's a cool little Easter egg right there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rush.
But he's like, he looks great. Like, he looks amazing. This figure looks absolutely amazing. And it's by Loose Collector. If you did order their Monster High figure, if you got their Lady Death figure, I know Red Sonja is about to come out too. So definitely, like, I can't say anything bad about these figures.
I really wanted that Lady Death figure, but I think like the end cost was going to be like $80 or something. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, I was really hesitant about it too. Yeah, I talked to Jay Hernandez and watched this review, and then I was like, yeah, I'm sold on it.
Dante, didn't we see that at Legion's Con? Didn't the one booth have like Lady Death and like I think the other figure in that wave, that line?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh, Robert said he got it on sale for $65. Your boy Toy said the 2-pack actually made me want to go back and get Red Sonja. Yeah, I'm definitely I want Red Sonja so I can have her with Conan. That's gonna be a good look for both of them. Like, I can't wait to get that Red Sonja. I just thought this was kind of odd that you paired them up with Betty Page. I don't know if there's like any kind of like history with it or just like
there is
added her in there. Or is there?
Yeah, because the original Disney Rocketeer movie, the Jennifer Connelly character, in the original comics, it was Betty Page. So they just couldn't use Betty Page in the movie, so that's why they made Jennifer Connelly's character.
Gotcha.
I think Dan Larson actually had a whole video about the Rocketeer talking about it.
Okay, let's go check that out. But with the Rocketeer, you get a blast effect, trigger hands, fist, trigger, open, well, non-glove trigger hands, open hand, fist, pistol, helmet, and rocket backpack. Nice little box there.
Oh, that looks cool. You know, I'm a sucker for packaging, so it looks cool.
Yeah. But look at yeah. I really want this set. I really want this. It looks amazing.
Dante, do you have the Diamond Select one from last year?
No. I didn't get that one. This one, I like this one a little bit. I seen that one, but I like this one a little bit better. I like this. Like this one looks more articulated, and I can.
Yeah, I saw the Diamond Select one in person. Strangely enough, at Walgreens, but it's like it just looked like there wasn't much articulation, and it was almost like a statue. So that's why I passed on it. Because again, I love the Rocketeer as well. I just rewatched the movie after this announcement, or after the Dan Larson video.
That's kind of how I feel. I think it came out around the same time The Crow did. Not the movie, but the Diamond Select figure.
Yeah, gotcha.
And
okay.
I like the way it looks. I have it on my shelf, but it's the same thing. Like it doesn't move well, and it looks nice, but
yeah,
whatever.
What's going on, Blast Thunder? How you doing? Welcome. Let's see. What was this count here? Omega says Hasbro needs to produce less quality of figures. They're killing the scalping game. Collecting was fun during that time because they seem more valuable for collectors. I mean, it seems like scalping is cut down a little bit more since now they're more on the pegs, and now that they're being discounted down a lot.
And just like the article says, like when people couldn't actually work and they were just at home, that's how they were making money. They were buying things and reselling them online. So now that the world's actually pretty much opened back up, that's not really valuable to them anymore. So
yeah. And Robert D says, says, can't wait for Red Sonja, Mezco, Conan the Conqueror. What? Those two look awesome together. Yes, I am waiting for them. I can't wait. My Mezco Bishop should be getting Tuesday. And then hopefully, probably within sometime next week, I should be getting a shipment update for Conan the Conqueror.
I'm looking forward to seeing you show off that Bishop. I didn't know much about that figure being released, so I'm looking forward to seeing you open it up and let us know what you think of it.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it. I'm more excited for Conan the Conqueror though, because like I said, I like my Conan the Barbarian. For those who remember the cartoon. But yeah, this 2-pack is retailing for $150. And I agree with you, Robert. I don't think it should be. $150 is kind of pricey for this. But after getting Lady Death, I feel it. I'm sorry, we say.
The biggest thing I remember from the Conan cartoon was his buddy that drew a design on the ground and then could talk to animals that way.
It's been a long time since I watched it. I just remember like the intro. There's an intro song like Conan the Barbarian. That's it. That's all I remember. You know what? It's funny. Like I have a bootleg copy of the DVDs upstairs, and I haven't watched it in a while. Forfeit says, I'm really tempted to get Bishop now that I've seen some reviews. Robert says, I'll wait till this for a sale to hit. Placethunder says, scalping really is impossible when you consider gas and time invested into grabbing high value items. Some people are still doing it, but they're not truly making any money, which is very true because everything's discounted down now at this point. Some stores are jam packed with figures and they're just discounted down. Don says an option for just Rocketeer would be cool, but then Betty probably wouldn't sell enough to be profitable. That's very true. Grace says, rush to sign for Jabal Sag.
Animated cartoon.
Yep. Omega says, I'm down to go 40-60. I just want Betty. We can probably talk about that, Omega. Because I really don't need Betty. Unless I want to hear Hawk say,
Betty? I want to see someone get Betty and then put her onto a missile, just like those old poses.
Omega, I might have to do that before I send it to you. But you know what? Now I keep hearing the name Betty. It makes me think of Hulk from the old Incredible Hulk cartoon. He like Betty.
See, I think of Encino Man. Brandon Fraser. That's what Betty Boop. Betty.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just more because to me, it's like it was always funny how Incredible Hulk always said it. He'd be he was trying to think he's not sure if that's her name or he's like, I'm not sure what I'm going to call her, so I'm just maybe say Betty. Sounds about right. Compound Interface, yes. Oh my goodness, such a great movie.
I thought we weren't talking about porn anymore.
Compound Interface, yeah, such a hilarious, stupid movie. It's a hilariously stupid movie. Grace says, Dan, who was talking up your boy Toys posted the King Throne yesterday? Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. Your boy's got Toys did get his King Throne. I'm glad he enjoyed it. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, sir, for purchasing it. And like I said, with these, I did not really measure out the peg hole on it. So unfortunately, it's just kind of just work with it. This ain't a Marvel Legend product, sir. I didn't measure anything. Stuff about it. The Kane's just floating through time, seeing what's going on, and then floating by.
I'm getting so excited for that movie coming out this upcoming month.
Yeah. You know what? It's still funny, and I wish I gotta get some basketball figures so I can recreate the great basketball scene of Kevin versus 796, and have Kane just sitting there watching like this was started the Civil War, this basketball game. This is what happened. Robert
Diaz, I may contact you about that Banshee then.
Ooh, here we go. Let's see. Justin collects this measure 0 times cut once. Exactly. That's exactly what kind of happened. Your boy Scott Toy says, thank you for making it. Yeah, it's a little big for a Mayfix stand and too small for a Mezco stand. Is it really too small for a Mezco stand? Oh, wow.
It's not about size. It's about how you use it.
Dom, you already recreating it? My man, already on it. Appreciate you, Dom. You got to have in there crisscross applesauce. That's all. Crisscross. Everyone was like, Don had the best joke last night. He's like, how do you recreate heavy breathing in ACBA?
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I watched probably about the first 30, maybe 45 minutes of the show last night, but then I passed out because I wake up about 5 o'clock in the morning. This is the only reason I'm awake right now, so I have to watch the rest of that on replay. So I'm off this weekend, so I'll be watching.
So you watch it's just us talking about like a basketball game. So when Kevin and Mario met together, they played basketball, and it's just a hilarious story. And then I was like, they should do crisscross applesauce. And if you ever watch American Dad, it's Roger saying that when he's on the basketball court before he breaks his ankle. But I was saying, they should somebody should do that as a pitch, like an ACBA picture, crisscross applesauce, and he breaks But then Don came back how do you create heavy breathing in ACBA? I'm like, damn. if you haven't seen it, you gotta go back and watch. Just go watch 20 Round last night. It was hilarious. Like I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Such a long time, but that was hilarious. Thank you, Don. That you had me on that one. Robert says you can use the depth of field of photos. Look at the African movie scene. They use toy helicopters in place of real ones. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, so that depth, the depth of field always works. It works a lot of times when you try and make it look like something like it could be in size with what you're taking a picture with. So yeah. Don says got to get the figs and recreate deep stretching, cross checks, etc. I can't. But Mayfex is finally getting around to making some more to make it the Winter Soldier figures. So we got Stealth Cap. That head sculpt. See, this is why I don't like them doing these movie figures. These head sculpts just look off some way.
Yep, I have the Bucky from Infinity War, which I know we've joked about before, and that just turned me off to altogether. You know,
my man had the caveman head.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was enough for me.
Yo, so you
now see. I'm wondering if this announcement's going to make Hasbro announce theirs, because this is actually a rumored release this year from Rectangular. So this is a new this suit, stealth suit, Captain America. So
was that not the comic book version though?
The comic books, it was the Commander Rogers when he was like the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything. It's similar to this. Great costume, and again, I wish they would, release that figure, and they would throw in like a Nick Fury Jr. head to go along with it, since he wore that costume too. So
yeah,
but yeah, both pretty sure Rectangular's leaks were both the Commander Rogers, but part of the MCU line. They were supposed to re-release this figure as well, like probably using the Worthy Cat Buck but just different paint job probably for everyone to complain about.
See, now with the helmet, it's not too bad. When he doesn't have the helmet on, it's like something's off with it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, your boy said towards you're right. That Bucky kid was crunky. It looked like it's that. Now you want to talk about Encino Man? He was Encino Man.
He was.
Plastic Thunder says your faces always need additional paint. Yeah. Strider says the rumor is we're getting a comic Commander Rogers, and it's a figure I want badly. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I do want that one too.
And all the talk about Jonathan Hickman tonight, you go back to Time Runs Out. That was Captain America in Time Runs Out. So he's wearing that suit.
Yeah. See, like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this face. I don't know who he looks like. I'm trying to think of who it doesn't look like Sebastian Stan. It's
because we've already said that Sebastian Stan's face is kind of like Mark Hamill's. It'll never turn out Ryan Toy style.
But this is like the dude that's like, how you're and it's a horror movie, and you're in a dark alley, and it's just that a random person's walking, they turn around like, "Hey, what you looking at?" And he's just standing there looking at you. That's what he looks like. He just looks like the dude that's like, why are you fooling with this guy? He's going to kill you anyway.
Don't mess with him.
The mask's fine. At least he doesn't have that caveman head on.
Yeah, that was so bad. Oh my god.
But you know what the complaint is about these figures?
What's that?
What does Winter Soldier not come with?
His guns?
No guns, no trigger fingers.
Oh, yeah. Omar say look like John Stamos. I don't know. I can kind of see it. What'd you say?
That's a cool picture there, though. Again, obviously he's wearing the mask there, so the facial features aren't much of an issue. But that's just such an iconic moment, that movie where he catches the shield. Like, I was never geeking out at that part.
Yeah. Oh, Robert. Robert. He said nothing beats the lightness on the Super 7 Andre Giant. Good Lord.
Terrible. Terrible. It's terrible.
Your boy's got toy says, I think I'll get trigger hands, but no guns. Yeah, he's got nothing but knives. A dirty Cap shield. I'm surprised they gave Cap both shields though in this.
I was going to mention that. That is kind of cool. You get both. Nice touch.
Cap gets the stealth shield and Bucky gets the other one.
I would have appreciated the spoiler sign before he said that, though.
I think at this point, if you haven't seen this movie, like this is one of the best MCU movies out there.
Somewhere there's a person that would be like, "You ruined it on me," dude. That was like 48 movies ago.
Yeah,
I actually got to go see this movie like one of the sneak previews like 2 weeks before the wide release, and I just came out of this. I'm like, this is not my favorite Marvel movie, and it still has been. I love the Winter Soldier movie.
I think I was the only person in my theater when they at the end of the movie, spoilers, at the end of the movie when they showed Nick Fury's tombstone and had the freaking quote from Pulp Fiction on it. I'm screaming like, "Oh my god, it's freaking Pulp Fiction!" And people are just like, "Dude, like, what? Talking about?"
That movie had some of the best fight scenes in it. It's just like when Cap and Bucky are fighting and Bucky's like fighting with the knife, hits the shield with the knife, drops it down to the other hand. It's like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
That was so well.
Yeah. Master Son said he looks like Elias Kotas when he played Casey Jones in TMT. I can't deal with y'all. Like, yo. Robert says what pisses me off is that they have no issue using guns in comics and in movies, but the action figure cannot have guns. Why? Who knows?
Buy them and play with them,
the kids, you got someone. When someone think of the children, though. When someone think of the children.
When somebody think of the children, Dante.
Right. Exactly. Your boys got toy said this reveal made me go back and watch it this week. I got to eat dinner with the missus and watch the rest of this later. All have a good night. We're about to
all right, Alexi.
Anyway.
The soundtrack, just the music in that freaking movie, man. The score in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, so good.
Yes, like I said, one of the best movies that they made.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, seeing Frank Grillo and playing Crossbones in this, it's like I kind of wish that they had him as the Punisher, because he looks like the perfect Punisher in that movie before they did the Netflix version. It's like,
yeah, very true. I agree with that. He does Punisher in that movie. Yep. Omega says if you put Mark Hamill and Arnold Schwarzenegger's face together, you'll get Sebastian Stan. Stop it. Just stop it. You know, Omega, stop it. Just stop it. Nonsense. Nonsensicalness. That hepticity does not work here, sir. That hepticity does not work here. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight, but I appreciate you all watching. Thank you. Like I said, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Help us try to... Flash of Thunder, you killing me here. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Help us get to 2,000.
I'm pretty sure that hashtag is not what you think it is. That might take you to the wrong sites. That might get the FBI looking into you.
Don't click on that.
Exactly. If you like what you see, hit the like button. Appreciate it. We very much appreciate it. But we will be back we'll be back tomorrow night. If you want to come hang us and watch us on Royal Rumble, we'll be on tomorrow. Other than that, we'll be back next week. And then hopefully by next week, I can have some start dates of when the new shows will be starting up for you. Which
actually, before we go, since you're talking about the Royal Rumble, 2 predictions for tomorrow. Who do you think is going to win, and who do you think is going to be a surprise appearance?
Cody's definitely going to win the men's Royal Rumble.
I'll throw mine out there. I've already got it ready.
Right.
A certain Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
I think we'll see Florida's own, right, Rush? Matt Cardona out there.
Yeah.
And obviously,
you heard what he just did, right?
I did not.
Matt Cardona just recently copyrighted "Woo Woo Whoa."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I just hope he comes in as Matt Cardona. Like, leave the Zachariah. Like, I get it, but just come in as Matt Cardona. He's built his character so well the last few years. I'd like to say I think Chelsea will be in the Women's Rumble, but the problem is if she's in the Women's Rumble, I think that's going to tip people off that he'll show up. Then again, that could be good because they'll get people talking online beforehand. So
yeah.
I like to see him come back as Zack Ryder, but then transform into Matt Cardona, saying that this was not for me, and just pretty much redo himself.
It'd be a nice surprise if Andrade shows back up.
Yeah, is he still in the contract though? Isn't he?
It's weird. Nobody knows. Nobody knows if his contract is up, if he's still, if it's gone, if it's done, because he hasn't been around.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So he'll come out during WrestleMania and help Charlotte win her match since they're now married.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Hey, what about
just like that? Just like that.
What about Brandy Rhodes? Maybe for the Women's Rumble. I know she hasn't been on air before, but that could be a pop. I mean, she hasn't been on air yet. That doesn't mean she has to be on all the time, but that could be a fun little, hey, there she is.
And they do need help filling a 30-woman Rumble, so you never know.
Yeah, Robert. He did. Robert said, he trademarked Zack Ryder as well after a little lapse. Dom says Edge comes back. That was a big rumor that Edge is coming back either in Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber.
Oh, I'll throw a prediction out there. As based on Raw 30 this week, I've never watched so much Raw in one night in a long time, but I did watch it because he was in the poker game. What about DDP? DDP was playing poker. He was there for a reason. He's fresh in people's minds. I could see him coming down and eliminating some people.
No.
Yeah, I think DDP is happy with the yoga.
Yeah. DDP yoga is selling like gangbusters. Like, no. Yeah. Please don't let DDP rest where he is. So.
Never forget, he did wrestle in AEW.
Yes, but let him rest. Let that man rest.
Undertaker, rest.
Yeah. So be back here with us tomorrow. 7:45 is when we'll start the show. Bart asks, when is the Gundam show? That'll probably be during the week, so I'll have more information next Friday for that one. Other than that, unless you guys got anything.
One of the coolest action figures ever made. I'll just say that.
I hate you.
I'm still waiting for mine ship. So
that's all I can say. This thing, if you completely take all context out of it, and I had no clue who this character was, this is one of the coolest action figures ever made. Bottom line, I'll say it. It's amazing.
Kill switch, get her. Just get a kill switch.
There's something in the way. Perfect way to end the night, right?
I'm gonna go sleep.
Yeah. That's. I'm about to go eat because I'm hungry. So y'all have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe and happy hunting and enjoy the weekend.
Bye, everybody.